Welcome to B&C Car Reviews channel. Tested, 2022 Volkswagen Taos plays big among subcompact SUVs. The all-new 2022 Volkswagen Taos is the product of a familiar pattern in the car business. As a particular vehicle segment, in this case, crossovers, grows in popularity, manufacturers tend to enlarge and differentiate their entries to make room for new models that fill the newly created gaps in their lineup. With VW's range of SUVs in the United States swelling to include the compact Tiguan, the midsize Atlas and Atlas Cross Sport, and the electric ID.4, sort of an SUV, we guess, a vacancy has opened up in the increasingly popular subcompact space, among the likes of the Jeep Compass, Kia Seltos, and Subaru Crosstrek. It also helps that VW won't be offering Americans a regular, non-GTI version of its latest Golf hatchback, which we're still sore about. At least the Taos is a compelling little crossover on most fronts. Little is sort of misleading, though, as the Taos is one of the larger players in its class. Its MQB-based architecture rests atop a wheelbase of either 105.6 inches for the all-wheel drive variant or 105.9 inches for the front driver. It has a huge back seat for a subcompact SUV, and its capacious and easily accessible cargo hold can swallow 25 cubic feet of stuff behind the rear seats, 28 cubes if you forego all-wheel drive. On the road, if you don't know to look for its distinguishing design cues, a broad LED light bar that connects the standard LED headlights plus chrome Taos lettering on the rear liftgate, you can easily mistake it for a slightly larger Tiguan. VW says the name Taos refers to the rugged, picturesque town in New Mexico. We didn't go there for our drive, but we did traverse our local Michigan haunts in front drive and all-wheel drive variants, both top SEL trim levels. Powering the Taos is a new 1.5-liter version of the EA211 turbocharged inline-4, a 1.4-liter EA211 is found in the Jetta sedan. Aided by the boost of a variable geometry turbocharger, the engine purrs willingly to its 6,000 RPM redline and produces a respectable, if not quite spirited, 158 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque, the latter from just 1750 RPM. That's less grunt than you'll get from a top-spec 175 horsepower Seltos 1.6T or a 250 horsepower Mazda CX-30 Turbo, but it's perfectly adequate for casually merging onto highways. Standard front-wheel drive models pair the Turbo 4 with a conventional 8-speed automatic transmission. All-wheel drive versions get a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, which VW calls a direct-shift gearbox, DSG. The company says this split allowed it to focus both on greater fuel efficiency with the 8-speed and a sportier driving character with the dual-clutch. The front-wheel drive SEL model we tested ambled to 60 miles per hour in 7.4 seconds and covered the quarter-mile in 15.8 seconds at 87 miles per hour, making it slightly quicker than the latest Subaru Crosstrek with a 2.5-liter flat-4 and significantly fleeter than a Jeep Compass. An all-wheel drive SEL 4Motion example, which at 3,557 pounds was 313 pounds heavier than the front driver, was only a hair slower to 60 miles per hour, hitting that mark in 7.5 seconds. It also posted an identical 15.8-second quarter-mile time. The more powerful turbocharged Kia Seltos, however, is roughly a half-second quicker than the VW's both to 60 and through the quarter-mile. That said, the front-drive Taos is the fuel miser's choice, earning an EPA combined estimate of 31 miles per gallon, versus 28 miles per gallon for all-wheel drive models. Our front-drive example fared well in the real world with a 30 miles per gallon average, and it posted an impressive 40 miles per gallon on our 75 miles per hour highway test, beating its federal rating by 4 miles per gallon. The aforementioned Subaru and Kia, both AWD, managed only 30 mpg on our highway run, significantly behind the 33 miles per gallon that the all-wheel drive Taos achieved in that test. Overall, the AWD version averaged 29 miles per gallon while on our care.